Why is everyone on YouTube so sad?
I have suffered with anxiety and panic attacks.
Basically, I suffer from anxiety.
I'm just literally out there having a panic attack.
I became severely depressed.
Freight train of thoughts.
Feeling a lot more anxious.
I've been pretty sad.
Don't misunderstand this message. I'm not calling anyone I've shown fake, but the rise in mental health videos have left some people to question if YouTubers who upload such videos are doing so for the right reasons. Are YouTubers actually concerned about mental health, or are they making these videos because they know it gets them views? One very fast-growing channel, the Rewired Soul, this channel is hosted by a guy named Chris. You might have seen him talk about YouTube drama before, but he uses trending YouTube topics to explain concepts in mental health and psychology. Well, he's been accused by a few individuals of being a drama channel pretending to be a mental health channel in hopes for views.
This guy has been preying on mental health people for way too long.
And I'm starting to question if he's really a mental health activist or just some guy trying to make a quick buck.
So what's going on? Are people actually just starting to open up about mental health more, or are they faking it for the views? Welcome to Psych IRL, my name is Donna. So a few months ago, Keemstar put out a tweet that said, "From now on, every YouTuber that claims they have mental health issues must provide a note from your doctor." Now don't get me wrong, that tweet is pretty messed up, but it does have me thinking whether or not YouTubers have put out mental health videos out there for the wrong reasons. Because I do see a lot of mental health videos pop up, so are we just talking about it more? Or again, are people doing it for the views? So there's this guy named Chris from the Rewired Soul. Some people in the YouTube community think that he is just uploading mental health videos for the views, so I'm actually gonna talk to him. You recently came under some drama or some controversy. I mean, from what I've seen, are you consider yourself as controversial?
You know, I think I'm controversial. Like when I sit back and I look at it, and I look at why I started my channel, like it was inevitable it was gonna happen. I started my channel because I wanna change the way the world looks at mental health. A lot of people say I'm a drama channel pretending to be a mental health channel. The numbers do not lie. I made hundreds of videos just like tips for depression, tips for anxiety, this is what this disorder looks like, and they failed. Most of those videos have less than 1,000 views. I have covered those exact same topics, plugging a big YouTuber's name in, thousands of views. One of the things that I did, and I don't want to use the word martyr, but I can't think of, you know, another word for a synonym for it right now, but I saw how many of my other YouTuber friends out there had mental health channels that weren't gaining traction, so I'm like, screw it. I'll do the controversial thing, and that way I can rise up everybody else. At the time of you and me recording this, I have guest videos scheduled all week from smaller creators. Oh, cool. And you know what really bums me out? The views on them suck. People can call me controversial all they want, but the views don't lie. And that's what bums me out about society, but I accept it. I accept that if you wanna get clicks, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I'm trying to educate people, so I always look at it as the lesser of two evils. If I'm trying to help people, why am I gonna put it in a place where nobody can see it? I'm using YouTube drama to get people to care about their mental health. But I also diversify. I don't think I get enough credit for that. And it's interesting too. Donna, feel free to look into this. Some of the most positive influencers in my eyes are people like Anna Akana. I've made the most positive videos about that woman, some of my lowest viewed videos. But you talk about a controversial topic, boom. So, my question is, and I've been accused for gaslighting when I ask this question is, am I the problem or are the viewers the problem? I want people to see mental health the same as physical health. I look back at high school and how all we did was talk about physical health. Nobody told me what the signs of depression were, signs of anxiety were. They didn't tell me how to deal with trauma. They didn't tell me how to deal with my neglectful alcoholic mom. They didn't teach me any of that stuff, right? But I knew what the food pyramid was. I made it a mission, like when I started, you know, when I overcame my addiction, when I started putting my mental health first, I realized how many other people weren't talking about this thing. So yeah, like, I'm controversial because I'm trying to talk about something that a lot of people don't want to talk about yet. But hopefully, and maybe it's when my son has grandkids, you know, people are just like talking about their emotions. So the next time You know, when I envision a future where you meet somebody and they say, hey, how it's going, and they tell you the truth. I think my channel growth proves that people agree with what I'm trying to do.
Another thing that people have been concerned about is people masquerading their videos as mental health, but in reality they're kind of profiting from it or getting views. What do you think about that?
It's a really tricky situation because something that I'm trying to teach on my channel is mental health is not a lack of having a mental illness, like a diagnosable disorder. Everybody, you, me, people walking around, these kids, mental health is it's part of everyday life. Like, same thing as physical health. So everybody is going through something. Everybody goes through a depression. Everybody experiences anxiety, right? And in my opinion, you should never judge another person's reality. Like, it's a jerk move to say, you're not really anxious, you know? Like, I keep some of those comments to myself, you know what I mean? Yeah. But either way, it's sparking the conversation. Now, as far as the profit aspect of it, in my opinion, and I don't know if this is what you want for your video, but in my opinion, too many people are worried about how people are making their money, right? Now, if it becomes like a manipulation technique, you know, like, oh, I'm so depressed, I can't pay my bills, like, that's a bad manipulation. But, you know, to get views or anything like that, either way, I believe, you know, with the conversation being talked about, who cares? You know what I mean? And that's kind of just my opinion about it, you know? And then as the viewer, they need to take with that what they will. I'm the type of guy where watch it and then analyze it yourself, right? I think too many people have trust issues with other people. You know what, if that makes sense? Like, people are like, oh, why did they do this? They're always trying to check somebody else's motives. Yeah. When I try to teach people to check their own motives. Why did you watch this?
So you're basically saying trust everyone, or what do you?
This might be easier if we start with the BetterHelp thing. One of the issues with the whole BetterHelp quote unquote scam that was going on was, yes, obviously, like with any other brand deal, affiliate deal, YouTubers were making money off of signups. So one of the things that I think led to this whole, you know, bubble bursting, if you will, because every YouTuber was, you know, promoting it, was that BetterHelp reached out to somebody. That person was making up a story just to fit that brand. And I take issue with that. I've been a BetterHelp affiliate this entire time. I use their service, my girlfriend used their services, and I think influencers kind of muddied that up because they were trying to profit off of that. But going back to my whole optimistic outlook, them doing that, there was some benefits. I try to think about the people who they tricked or manipulated who legitimately got help. I can't get angry about that. I think part of it being scummy is making up a story about it and talking about, you know, being like, oh yeah, I was depressed the other day because, you know, I don't have a specific example, but something like trivial. And what that does is it kind of minimizes somebody else's experience. But again, in a different question I answered, I think everybody's had that experience, but if they're not thinking about it and they're just looking at it as a paycheck, they're not gonna dial into that experience. Or they're not gonna get vulnerable and they're just like, oh, I'll make up a story. Something I'll touch on real quick, Jarvis Johnson, another creator, he made a video about a YouTube channel called Actually Happened, which takes real stories. And that's one of the issues that he took with it, that I take as well, is submitting fake stories as true. His is that it's manipulating the audience. For me, it's putting out misinformation. That's the issue that I have as like a mental health advocate, as well as an educator. Like, I have an issue with misrepresenting what this thing looks like. I personally think that too much blame was put on BetterHelp and not enough on the influencers for the way they were doing it. One thing, I don't know if you want to bring this up, because I know it's come up and I haven't covered it, is the people think it's messed up that YouTubers get paid for every sign up. When it comes to how much people are making, you know, if you look at how much somebody's getting paid as a therapist, as a BetterHelp affiliate, whatever, they're making pennies compared to that. So my mom has a PhD in psychology. She talks to me about how more and more people are getting out of the field, not pursuing degrees in mental health because of how little they get paid. But from the consumer end of it, they're like, how dare you profit off someone's mental health? Yet nobody has an issue with the fact that if you look at your insurance bill from a hospital, they billed your insurance like $15 for an Advil. One question that I ask myself is, would a YouTuber get as much flack for promoting an exercise routine as they would some kind of fitness for your brain, which is therapy? Because a therapy is basically your physical trainer, but for your mind.
You can't deny that there are people that do use mental health as a view grabber. So just final thoughts on differentiating between the two, like who is in the right, who's doing it right?
Katie Morton's doing mental health right. Katie Morton is a licensed therapist. She's doing mental health right, and you know, she has been able to get a large following, so I appreciate that. There's also so many other small mental health channels. I'm gonna send Donna a list because I can't think of all of them. My biggest suggestion to everybody, like my dream is just a day where, like I said, where people care as much about their mental health as they do their physical health, right? And what can we do to be more mindful about our mental health every single day? Something that I don't want people to do anymore is be reactionary about their mental health. I want them to be proactive about their mental health. I have seen far too many people not get help until they had the mental breakdown. You know what I mean? Until everything crumbled to pieces. Like if people get anything from my channel, it's just to care a little bit more about your mental health on a daily basis so you don't have to get to that point. You know what I mean? I wish that's something that somebody taught to me, and that's why I do what I do, to make people try to care about their mental health on a daily basis.
So I did learn a few things from my meeting with Chris. Even though there may seem to be a big rise in mental health videos on YouTube, it's better to just take those videos as they are, because even though the YouTuber may be making it for selfish reasons, it's still getting the word out there. Now, Chris's channel, I don't always agree with what he says, but upon meeting him, he genuinely seems like a good dude and he cares about what he does. We did do a video on his channel, links are down below. I will see you guys next time. Stay psyched.